Now, I used to be a short hitter before I avoided these two massive mistakes. And for every single one of you out there, you will 100% gain distance if you fix these massive mistakes. So let's ramp up that driver distance. So the first mistake to avoid, which is as you're turning back, having no real speakable lower body rotation. So what I used to do back in the day, I used to fall right into that trap of keeping the lower body stable, really trying to keep this right leg really braced as I move back, which just restricts the hip turn. So the logic of that back in the day was you're turning on a stable base, you're going to create all this torque and tension between your lower body and upper body, and that's going to result in big power. And one, no, it doesn't result in big power, and two, it will result in back injuries for a lot of golfers, especially a lot of you older golfers out there. So when you try to have that resisted lower body, it becomes really difficult to be able to create some speed. Now, because I've got a well-fit driver, I'm still getting a ton of roll on it, absolutely, but carrying it nowhere near as far as I could. And here's the thing, guys, even though, yes, I'm a professional golfer, I have cerebral palsy, which affects my left side. It makes my left side roughly around half the strength of my right, and I've got almost no mobility to speak of in that side. It's like I'm always doing with my left leg a calf raise. It's always in that real flexed position. I've got very, very long tendons in that left leg. So what I'm saying by that is the distance that I'm hitting this absolutely will be very achievable for a lot of you out there. So that's where, on the grand scheme of professional golf, I'm not a long hitter, I'm still technically short, but actually for golfers, definitely if you're carrying it over 250 yards, you're going to be not struggling at all. So having that overly flexed right leg bracing is no good at all. You're going to get no coil up, you're going to get no speed, you're going to hit shots just like that. You're going to hit these really low balls as well. So what I started to do, and this was my old coach Lee Cox, #1 long drive coach in the world, the best mind out there for distance. And he was really getting me to get that more hip turn. And what we focused on to get more hip turn was two thoughts. We focused on getting that left knee to start to move behind the ball. So if I grab the ball here, if we can get that left knee moving behind the ball, we're going to start to open up the hips. And we're also feeling the back belt loops of the trousers to point just left of the target at the top of the swing. So that's freeing up my hips, giving me a ton more turn, which is going to be generally getting me a ton more momentum as I start moving down that downswing to create some good speed. So extremely good. Our model of what we used to look at was your likes of Jack Nicklaus and Sam Snead, so your guys back in the day. We were trying to look at those guys to really emulate their lower body movement. So I'm going to feel back belt loops of the trousers, pointing towards the target, just a little bit left, and then that left knee just move in. So we're not laterally moving it in, we're doing that with the rotation of the hips. And that coil up is going to give you so much more easy speed. So let's do one here. So we can see straight away, bullet down there, 250 again, without trying to hit it hard. Again, I'm only falling back because I do that on pretty much every drive because of my cerebral palsy. It's not a sign that I'm hitting it harder. But absolutely straight away, one little thing made that big difference. Now the second massive move to avoid here, and that is under rotating your chest going through the golf ball. So we see a lot of amateur golfers try to physically do this by trying to do something else. You hear this on the driving range all the time from bad golfer to bad golfer, what they give each other. And that is saying after a bad shot, they'll be going, oh, you took your eyes off the ball, or you moved your head up. You were too eager to look where the ball was going, so you hit a bad shot. Absolute rubbish. So that lets golfers do this, keep their eyes down, and then they look up. So I was doing a very similar thing. So for me, I wasn't physically trying to keep my eyes down on the ground. I was just so poor with my chest rotation that I could get that really good hip turn, but then I could look like this. So then I'd have to look back up again, and you can see there, absolutely atrocious shot. Just a quick left one. I used to do that all the time. So if we are not rotating the chest enough, those eyes and that head is staying down for too long, we're going to slow down, of course, chest rotation. If we're slowing down chest rotation going through the golf ball, that means we are going to be slowing down with our club head speed. So of course, doing that club head speed slowing down, we're not going to be hitting the ball the distance we want. So The change we made, again, this was with Lee Cox, #1 long drive coach in the world. We started to get very Annika, or David Duval is what we called it. So that is where, for me, to get the feeling of being chronically terrible at turning the chest back in the day, for me to turn it, I had to let my eyes swivel and look down the target. So if I got my eyes to swivel and look at the target before I even hit the golf ball, it was a great feel to be able to open up that chest, which kept everything accelerating through the golf ball. So that was our little thing we changed there. So avoid keeping that head down for so unbelievably long. That under rotates the chest, it anchors that rotation. We started to get very David Duval or Annika Sorenstam going for the ball. We did it mostly as a drill. So let's do one here, good hip turn, getting the eyes to swivel. Let's get a good one. So there we go, absolutely lovely. Again, very, very normal shot there. Absolutely brilliant, 252. I'll take that any day of the week at the moment. But it freed up that turn. It made me really have that speed, not be dumped before I even got to impact. So this is where a lot of you guys, you might not feel comfortable to do that head swivel. That's fine. Again, you could, if you want to do that, do it as a drill just to keep everything turning. But one thing I really like, and this is something that Butch Harmon, again, #1 coach in the world, he will always try to get his players to release the head, not release the club head, release the head. So as the club starts coming through, he wants a player's head to follow that club. He works on it with Hideki Matsuyama quite a lot. Hideki can get back here and that under rotates in. He used to do this with Adam Scott to get his head to start to move with there, because Adam Scott could get a little bit too much with that head staying down, eyes pointing down, under rotating the chest. It's one of his key things he talks about a ton. So getting that head to follow the club or swiveling to where it looks at the target beforehand, keeps the chest rotating through, makes you hit it a hell of a lot better. Lovely. So again, I'm falling back because of my disability, not because I'm going at it ridiculously hard, but much, much better. That was a little miss-hit, that one. But going from 220 odd to every drive there, not going at it hard, just going at it with good little movements, averaging 250 of a carry. If you're out playing a local golf course and you're hitting it 250 yards through the air, that is absolutely fine. A lot of you guys can do it further than that. I'm very jealous. So, guys, if you want to make sure you are not a short hitter, avoid those key mistakes. Make sure you're getting that lower body turning and get yourself moving through. So, not necessarily drills to do from this video, more feels, and go and implement that straight away onto the golf course. So if you enjoyed this video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction. Just like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video.